Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. So finally we have something interesting on the euro currency. Some activity is returning back to the currency and we see significant action. Well, we actually talked about the common European Central Bank meeting, but to be honest, the recent jump was not result only the Christine Lagarde speech. So actually she said nothing absolutely new. Mostly this content was expected by the market society, but some investors saw in her speech that she stands on dovish background, not as strong as it was previously, and some traders saw some more hawkish, well, not even the statements, but not even something in the speech, but more in overall sentiment of the speech. So that's why I think that our recent jump is not mostly because of just European Central Bank, but this is cumulative effect. So this is partially the speech, partially less than expected, worse than expected gross domestic product numbers from the United States. Well, in general, it was not bad report, but it was a bit lower than market expected. Finally, the previous statements from the Bank of Canada and from Australia also were, these statements were more hawkish than well, it could be. And since all these currencies included in the dollar index, it was a cumulative effect, and if you'll take a look at the dollar index, and it has collapsed. The part of the euro here is slightly above the 50%. So as a result, you can see the minimum target of the dollar index has been completed, which is the 50% support. But currently, with this acceleration, we have another question. With this faster drop, whether the dollar could drop more and could go in lower, especially when we will get next week the Bank of England meeting and the Fed Reserve meeting. So on the Fed Reserve, it's really very small chances that we will hear something new, because everybody already knows what Fed intends to do. They intend to announce the tapering, but hardly they will do something new in assessment of the current economic conditions, and that they intend, for example, to raise rate faster. But speaking in the United Kingdom and Bank of England, is a different story. As Bank of England indeed could take some radical announcement and start change the interest rate in November, as it's already expected and partially priced in. As since Great British Pound takes second large part in the dollar index after euro, it could trigger the sell-off on the dollar index a bit more, which is also could be supportive to the euro currency. So this will be interesting week, coming week, and more volatility in the forex market probably will happen. Here on the euro currency, in a very short term perspective, you guys probably could see it by yourself. So everything, in general, this is clear pattern is forming, so we do not need this anymore. Market currently stands, well, slightly above the resistance, but in fact we have here large ABCD pattern. Trend stands bullish on the daily chart, on intraday charts, with this fast acceleration here, with additional background that we have from the statistics and other sources. It makes sense to suggest that market probably should reach the OP. So at around 1730 that we have discussed previously, this target. Here, as you could see, by the way, the differences that I talked about yesterday. So we said that if even dollar index completes the double repo, it doesn't mean that your currency will reach the same level, as it's lagging behind the dollar index, and this has happened. So market actually stands already here, where the OP on the euro, while the euro stands lower. So with the dollar index at the support, 50% support in completion of the 50% level, it could show some retracement. The same we could say about the euro currency, which also could show some retracement. And here we could keep an eye on the few levels. Most probably, most interesting is of course 1625, 1630, which is confluence here. And take a look at the natural support resistance area. Long term probably also. Right, so approximately in the same areas was this peak as well, but mostly it relates in recent action since the 13th of October. So here you clearly could see the natural support resistance area. That agrees with the confluence. That will be a good level to consider for possible taking the long position. Additionally, you could consider 1650, just because, well, reaction could be not very significant, and market could start rising from a bit higher level. So that two levels to consider. As usual, choose what you like more. So either you're waiting for a lower standing level, or you're buying on the high standing level, or you're just combining, taking some part 30-40% around this level with the stops initially below this area. Once market will, and if it will drop here, you get the bulk of your rest of the position here, and then joining the overall action. So a few ways exist how we usually deal with this setup, because right here on top we do not have clear patterns that could point us the precise destination of the retracement. So if we would have, for example, A, B, C, D pattern, we could say buy at this level or buy at that level. But currently, it is not clear yet, and that's why we are just talking on the potential levels that might be suitable here. So that's what we have currently on euro. Of course, we will take in-depth view in our weekly report on recent statement of the European Central Bank, meaning on market sentiment, so everything that we usually discuss in our reports. But currently on the shorter term, let's keep watching for these levels and see what the market performance will be after the rally.